Hello, 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 and welcome to the first episode of a new series, currently untitled, working on it, where I'm going to be talking to people I know, various other people in the community about their accounts and what they do. So, with me today, if I mispronounce your name, please let me know. It's Ayer, right?
Um, Auer.
Hour, like kind of like the time.
Yeah, it's a Finnish name.
Okay.
The correct pronunciation is Auer, but like Auer works. Anything works, really.
Okay. Cool. So tell me a little bit about who you are.
Yeah, so the name's Auer, from Finland. 25 years old. I play RuneScape. That's about it, I guess.
It's about it. Are you doing anything big outside of RuneScape right now? School, job, anything of that sort? Or you kind of just been focusing on a little bit of gaming recently?
Yeah, actually, I just started at uni like 2 months ago, which has impacted my RS gains a bit, and will definitely in the future as well.
Extremely relatable, I think, to a lot of people out there.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that a lot of people were able to go super hard for periods of their life and then suddenly they found they couldn't put the time in. I know I put in like 1,500 hours in 2020 and I've been nowhere near that since.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing though. Like, if you have anything else like better to do, you obviously should do that instead of playing RS, I think.
Of course, you don't want to let the
Yeah,
game impact your real life.
yeah. Just
So,
trying to find that like
yeah,
good balance.
okay, cool, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I'll get used
No,
to trying not to interrupt people.
it's your
So
show.
I mean, today it's your show.
Oh yeah, by the way, what are you calling this?
It's the title is a work in progress. My first thought was Mayfield and Friends.
Ooh,
I don't want to steal, like, of course, this is very inspired by like the Sebe cast and other like, like the free to play CC podcast with those guys.
yeah, fuck all
Um,
that.
yeah, so I don't want to like call it a podcast because I don't.
Maycast.
Yeah, the make yeah the same cast. So I think Mayfield and Friends is my working title. But I'm gonna workshop it a little bit.
All right, all right.
So tell us about what kind of account you play, and I'll throw your stats up
Yeah.
on screen as well as of the time recording. Time recording right now is October 23rd, 2022. I'm not sure when this is gonna release, so that's of right now. And of course, I will put his name in the title and chat so you guys can look him up as time goes on and progress. But what as of right now, what let me know like what your account build is, what you're doing, and then how you got there, basically.
Yeah, so basically I'm a UIM level 3 skiller, but I'm also doing OSATs, like one skill at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Uh, just seems cool, I guess. I'm getting pretty close to maxing level 3. And
What skills you're working on right now for Max? Sorry.
RC, which is basically like another 100 hours of bloods, and then just cooking and fire making, the hardest ones.
Save the hardest for last.
Yeah.
So how did you get to this point? What led you to create this style of account build instead of just creating a regular UIM?
So hmm. So I made this back in like 2020, in January, I think. So it's almost been 3 years. Back then I did like these smaller project accounts. So like the account before this one was like a UIM Championscape Rush account, where I like just started from nothing and just did like champion scrolls for fun. Um, yeah, like that kind of like shorts, like accounts that I play for like a shorter period of time instead of like committing to one account for for a while. But yeah, like this one was supposed to be like a farming guild pure kinda, like only train farming and herb lore. Basically just camp contracts forever.
Mm-hmm.
But then I like quickly realized that it's not really possible, especially on a UIM, because of the inventory space like being a huge problem there.
Mm-hmm.
So basically at that point I had started farming, done like, well, basically the farming guild access at Tithe, and then just kept going. I thought it would be cool to basically have 99 farming with no other stats, because I don't think anyone had done that on a like Ironman or UIM at that point. So just kept going and got 99. I thought maybe I should do OSATs, because OSAT accounts, like, they've always been around. Always thought they were cool. And back then, I don't think anyone was really doing them on like an Iron. Or if they were really like only like 1 or 2 skills in. So yeah, basically just started theory crafting it, and turned out to be a fun project.
So what was
Yeah,
your
like
initial
4,000
order?
hours later.
So sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, like here I am 4,000 hours later.
Almost done, basically.
Yeah.
So what is your post max plan, I'm assuming you're gonna finish with cooking and fire making left. I mean, assuming that, there's no burnout potential in the future with those two skills because they're so quick comparatively speaking to what you've already
Yeah.
accomplished.
Yeah, basically I think I have like 200 hours left until max. After that, I don't know, like, I kind of want to just go like fully focus on school,
Mm-hmm.
just quit the account after max. But then at the same time, I love the game. I love the people here. Kind of still want to play. So like if I keep going, I'll just do some 200 mils. Definitely stay level 3, that's for sure.
Of
But
course.
yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I should max, I hope, like this year or January.
So basically, about 3 years roughly to the month is your
Yeah,
is your timeline.
yeah, that's my deadline.
And I know you've done quite a bit of post XP and other skills. So walk me through that. Why did in some skills? Because I know you have about 123 mil thieving, right?
Something like that. Yeah,
Um,
134.
so walk me through the process of needing to go past 99 in some skills to be able to just train other ones.
Yeah, I guess it only was required because I do OSATs. So I basically did a lot of thieving for money at nights, and then also farmers for seeds for Herbler. And then I guess I did some agility for fun uh, while waiting for the herbs to grow.
Yeah, I do remember you running laps for quite a bit of time while you're waiting for patches to grow.
Yeah, Herbler took me like 11 months, I think, in total, just working on that one skill. Um,
I was about to ask what led you to want to do herb lore early on, besides the fact that you had mentioned a farming guild only kind of thing where you did herb lore and farming only. What kind of led you to the path of going for one of the quote unquote, as people call it, hardest skills in as a UIM, especially as a level 3, not being able to do bossing for herbs.
yeah, it was basically like when I realized that the farming guild pure doesn't really work, I thought about like just doing Herblore as soon as possible. It's definitely the hardest one, especially on a like level 3 UIM. And I guess that's like a part of the appeal for me. Like there's so much stuff that you have to take into account. Like it's a lot of theory crafting and planning which was always fun. So yeah, I basically I built the accounts around that one skill in the beginning. So just did like farming and thieving and agility, mining, and then herblore.
So if somebody else were to attempt a similar account build, I know we've seen other Iron OSATs pop up in the community as time has gone on. Um, if somebody wanted to take a similar route to you, would you recommend that, or would you recommend going a different route to make things a little easier?
I mean, it depends. Like, the goal for this account wasn't just to max in the beginning. Like, herblore is a hard skill. But my goal was always to like go for post max XP. So basically, herblore, like you kind of have to start the skill, like get level 2 before you can actually like properly train it. Like for example, to unlock Fossil Island and Ultra Compost, you need to start herblore. So you can't really like leave that for last unless you wanna like passively work on it. If that makes any sense.
No, it makes sense, absolutely, because you would be breaking the OSAT if you're doing passively, just like
Yeah.
because you haven't done any Slayer XP.
Yeah. So like
That,
if you just wanna rush max level 3 on a no set, then you probably should leave it for last because then you can do like herbivore, birdhouses, stuff like that. But I wanted to do it first because then basically I unlock Ultra Compost faster and I can do like passive runs and stuff like that. So that was like basically the plan.
mm-hmm.
And I actually I still stand by it. Like I think that's the way to go if you actually wanna go for post 99 XP. But most people probably don't care.
Yeah, it all depends on the mindset at that point, right?
Yeah.
So moving a little bit away from the the basic questions everybody wants to hear. The I think one question that we talked about going back to it was other things in your life. So I know before we started recording, we kind of mentioned that there was some other games that you were interested in. So run me through like any other kind of games you play. I know we'll get into a little bit about Counter Strike because we both are into Counter Strike, and the Rio Major, first major in Brazil, is coming in just about 9 days from now. So besides Counter Strike, what are there any other games that you play or any other kind of influence that you take from other games into the kind of mindset you carry about playing an account for a long time?
Not really, honestly.
Really?
Like the only games I still play apart from RS is like Apex on consoles
Hmm.
and like Fall Guys. But those are like games I play with friends in real life, so like I'm not really a gamer. I'm just a skater, you know.
Yeah, that's a weirdly common thing with people
Yeah, for sure.
I think who do like the post XP because they're like, well, why would I play another game when I can just sink all my time into this and it runs pretty much forever?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, like those are pretty much the only games
Okay.
that I play.
And then I know we just talked about how you no longer play Counter Strike. That's correct.
Actually, I've never played it. I
Oh,
only like
really?
watch it. Yeah, yeah.
It's just something you
I used to
enjoy
play like
watching?
Call of Duty. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
I used to play
wow.
Call of Duty when I was a kid, like those dead down ages ago.
Hmm.
But
I
yeah,
feel
CS is fun to watch for sure.
I would say I feel like we've mentioned that you've mentioned that to me before, but I kind of just forgot that. So, what brings you into like watching? Because I guess nowadays it's just called esports, but of course Counter
Yeah.
Strike is kind of one of the big ones that started it. Counter Strike, COD, Halo. What what brings you into watching those?
Like honestly, the only esport that I watch is CS, pretty much.
Sorry, when I said those, I meant that one specifically.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know. I guess it's just like the simplicity of it. Like it's very similar to like Call of Duty, and like you don't have to play the game to understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's like the main idea of it. Like I can't watch like League or Dota, anything like that, because I have no fucking idea what's going on, basically.
And MOBAs are very confusing.
Yeah. And also there was the Finnish success story back in 2019, I think it was. The ENS run.
With the OG Ents run where the
Yeah.
Easy for Ents meme started.
Yeah, that was like before that I wasn't really like too actively following the sports. But ever since I've paid much more attention.
Mm-hmm. So
But yeah, like
even
it's
so, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't really like I just like watching it. I don't really follow the sports, you know. Like I'm not that passionate about it, I guess. I'm just a recreational
Okay.
viewer.
So following the Ents run, now that they're no longer a 100% finished team, do you still follow the org, or is there another team that you look at that you're like, this is my new team that I like? If they're playing, I'll watch, but if another team that I don't care about is playing, I don't really care that much.
Yeah, isn't there like not a single Finnish person on that roster anymore?
I believe the coach is still
Oh
Finnish,
yeah. Yeah, that might be.
but does that really count? You know?
Not really. But yeah, that's actually kind of funny. Um, yeah, basically, let's be honest here. Like, the only reason I watch CS is Alexa B. Like, wherever that guy goes, I follow. You know, like it's I love the dude.
He's such a interesting like in-game leader. So I think he kind of rose after, of course, the 2019 run, and people were like really vouching at him because he went to OG and then he went to G2. And now he's on NIP,
Yeah.
and G2 didn't even qualify for the major this year, and NIP is
Yeah.
in the Legends. So that's
Yep. That's Alexa B.
he's. Do you
No,
think?
like,
He said, do you think he ever gets tired of the teams, and that's why he's like, yeah, I'll just stop trying, and then I'll move to a new one.
yeah, like I said, like I know nothing about the game,
Mm-hmm.
so I have no idea if he's actually any good or not. I just like the guy and his finish, and yeah, I just like watching him play and give interviews, I guess.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I know like people in regular sports are like, you can't just like a team because they look cool, or like a player because they are like because just because you like them, not because of their stats. But I would argue against that completely. I think it's very cool to have like a diehard following, because I agree with you. I followed him as well when he moved to the OG roster, and then across G2 NIP. It's like it's very interesting to watch his like ups and downs, and he's just an overall like interesting person to watch.
Yeah, like the cool thing about esports to me is like the fact that the teams are often international. So like there's not, I mean, sometimes you have like the old Astralis, for example, with only Danes in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not tied to a team just because you're from the same country as them, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's more international, which is kind of cool to me.
It's very cool to see like all these players from different parts of the world come together and create these teams that do great things.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, like that's why I don't really give a fuck about ends anymore. Like it never was about ends; it was about the players. Um, yeah, basically that.
All right, so we'll move back to the RuneScape talk. I'm sure we've lost people talking about other games. They care about the games, they care about the ranks. Um, so when you finish, no pun intended, um, you will be the third level 3 UIM to max in any capacity. Is that correct? If we count mid level Skilla doing it free to play?
I think in that case, fourth. The first one was, I think, leveler thrust,
Mm-hmm.
and then res.
I suppose,
And
yeah, I guess Rez did do it before he got combat, so yes.
yeah. Then there was also Goose, but
Prayer
he's got
Peer.
rare. Yeah,
I want to get Goose on here as well. Goose was another prospect of mine for this little chat we're doing.
yeah. I would pay to hear that. I would even subscribe to your channel to see that.
Yes. So that's the plug right there. Hit sub if you want to see more of these going on. So what was there any point where you hit a point where you were like, well, I want to race now? Because I know me and you have talked a little bit about how one of my goals for a while was being one of the top 5. And I think of course I started a little bit before you. We started very similar times though. I didn't really start playing this account hardcore until October 2019. So just a few months before you.
Yeah.
So was there ever like a motivation to be competitive in like the race, not just with me but other people to reach the quote unquote maxing?
No, not really. I don't really care about ranks, and like I'm playing OSAT, so I
Mhm.
can't really compete anyway. I just do my thing and see where I end up, I guess. Yeah, I don't really care about ranks.
Okay. Okay. Um when you were thinking about doing this account, whether it was just the initial prospect of the farming guild or farming and herblore account, was there anybody else who was doing something like in the iron sphere that you kind of were like, hey, that's cool. That's kind of was there anybody that basically that inspired you?
Yeah, I think so. Like, if you remember Bag,
Yep.
he used to make those level 3 UIM rambles. I mean, they were old at that point when I started the account, but like, they were cool. Like, just seeing a level 3 UIM doing farm runs. I don't know why, but like, it was just cool to me, and I went to do it myself. Um, and then also like Navis at that time was still playing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Goose, obviously, Rez, all the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, those guys at least that I can think of right now. But yeah, Bag was the one that like actually inspired me to do Herblore, I think.
Mm-hmm. And before this account, did you ever play a skiller, regular account, iron or UIM?
Yeah, I had some, like I mentioned, the Championscape accounts.
Mm-hmm.
I had some UIMs, and I've probably had like 500 different accounts, like over years.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of skillers, but this was like the first Iron Skiller one.
Okay. Did you play wait, when did you start RuneScape in general? Was it with OSRS or was it back in like the original days of the original 2007?
Yeah, I think it was like '03,
Wow.
way back. Yeah, I think I was like 6 back then. I think my cousin showed me the game, and been playing ever since, on and off, of course. Um, but yeah, like I never really stuck to one account before this one, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
which was mainly because like this completing this account actually takes a lot of time.
Mm-hmm. I can definitely relate
But
to that.
yeah, you're in the same boat.
Yeah, I would always have like singular goals in mind on accounts. I would reach them and then I would quit the account. Like I did in RS3 I did a untrimmed agility skiller, and then I quit it. Untrimmed farming skiller, quit it. You know, I
Yeah,
did a free to play skiller that I wanted to get 99 engineering on. Then I think I got like 85 or 89 in engineering, and then I just was like, nah, I'm done leeching floors. I got bored of it.
Yeah, I never understood that skill, especially on a skiller.
Mm-hmm.
It was so dumb, like just leeching everything.
It's basically like leeching raids 1 nowadays as a skiller. You kind of really don't do
Yeah,
much.
yeah, it's weird. But yeah, like you did similar stuff than me then, like just random accounts for fun.
Yep, random project accounts to get, like random pures, all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah, for sure.
suddenly you dedicate a bunch of time to one account and you're like, well, now I've put this much time into it, aside from like a couple 100 hours, which is, for most people, not really a viable thing to just give up on and start something new. But obviously, RuneScape players were a little different in that fact because the game just in general takes so long to progress.
Yeah.
So I think one
Did you
question. Sorry, go ahead.
did you ever PK?
Yes. For many of you who have like watched my streams or like my YouTube videos, a lot of people will know that my roommate also plays RuneScape. He's played at 10 HP UIM for a while, but back when we were in middle school, we would like have these free to play one def accounts because my parents wouldn't pay for membership.
Yeah.
So we would always like PK in PK Worlds right after free trade got Xnade, and it was like you didn't get the stuff that people dropped. You just got like an equivalent amount of GP of things.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that.
So I did PK for a while. And I have a vivid memory of my brother who had a one defense PK account and he had like 60 something range. I'm like, oh my god, that's so high. And I remember I loved how black gold armor looked. So I ruined his one defense account and he freaked out at me when he got home and I was like, I wanted to wear black gold. So,
That's amazing.
but I remember seeing a level 3 account with a skill kick one time and that was the end of the road for me. I've been a skiller ever since.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's something similar that happened to me. Just like seeing,
Yeah, like you see these.
like honestly, I don't remember how like there used to be these skilling clans, like level 3 skiller clans back in the day, like hopeful and peaceful.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I have no idea how I like ended up in those. Like I honestly can't remember. It must have been something like just seeing some random skiller and just being impressed, I guess.
Yeah, I remember it being a very impressive account back in the day because it wasn't like a very common thing. But now we have like whole wiki pages dedicated to level like they call them like the level 3 skill pures is like the
Yeah,
name that
yeah.
Jagex calls them or whatever.
Yeah, they even dedicate updates to us now.
Shout out Poison Dynamite. Not
Yeah,
released. I'm still waiting.
soon, soon.
Soon TM.
Copium.
The Dynamite Copium.
Yeah, especially the recoil copium.
I've
That's
been
strong.
I've been sipping Recoil Copium since I saw an interaction with Bag and Mod Ash in like 2017 or 18. Or not, no, it must have been 2019, sorry, about it bringing it either 19 or 20. I don't remember what year it was, but it's been a long time.
Damn, down bad.
Sounds so undeniably bad.
It's gonna happen soon, though. I'm sure. Like honestly, the only thing that I care about is feud.
That's, as you're doing runecrafting now, so you had all the time to wait for it to happen, and it still didn't
Yeah,
happen.
exactly.
I've got plenty of blood runes I need to sell still, and I'm holding out hope.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, we don't even need recoils. Just like make the monsters in feud like poisonable,
That would be,
so that you can
yeah.
kill them with the dynamites. Like anything like that, or like just add another store similar to that one somewhere else, like Seiya or something. I don't know.
I think the only one that's similar that we can use is if you do the Bandits Camp General Store and you have an alt buying the runes.
Yeah, you can also use Jennifer in Shazian.
Yeah, but that, selling hundreds of thousands of runes doing that would be atrocious.
Yeah, and it's just annoying. Like, I don't know. Like, just give us Ali. And like the only problem I have with Ali is that like it's been accessible with bug abuse. Um, for like a lot of accounts. So I
Hmm.
think they should just make it like available for all.
Yeah.
Like if it's never was accessible, then I wouldn't care that much.
But yeah, there are other level 3 UIMs that have it done, whether they play anymore or not, or people who have account builds that wouldn't be able to access it regularly have it done.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's hard to watch them living our dreams.
For sure. And like I actually hope that they add recalls because like there's so much content that like Randy and stuff will do probably. Like
Yeah,
all
that.
kinds of limited new accounts.
Oh, I agree. I think I love watching. I remember when Randy was doing the potato only hardcore Iron Man, and that was like one of the most interesting things to watch on how he would get through some stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess he's already been doing that stuff on like a level 3 Iron Man because he knows the bug and stuff.
Hmm.
But like now with the dynamites and the recoils, like there's bound to be some stuff that's new.
Hopefully, they add
Like,
dynamite before they move the D pickaxe. That way, I can go try and get a D pickaxe from Chaos Alley.
are they actually moving it, or like can you still get it from?
I don't know. I want to say they're gonna move it, but also have like one of the bot. I think they're talking about having KBD still have it,
All right, all right.
but I don't know about the other wildy bosses, especially when they do the whole rework in the wilderness. So we'll see.
Yeah, I heard they're adding it to Volcanic Mine, the pickaxe.
And that's still hard for I don't. It's not impossible for us to do, but it's just so it's not easy.
Yeah, I think you can do it if you have like an alt, but it's probably gonna take you like 100 hours, and at that point, it's probably not even worth it to get it. You know, like
Yeah, because the only way it's worth it for us is if you're doing Motherlode or AFK Amethyst. Otherwise, your pickaxe doesn't matter when you're doing 3-tick granite or sandstone.
yeah, I guess it's also good for Rift.
Oh yeah, for Guardian of the Rifts too. Yeah, didn't even think about
Yeah,
that.
like that's the only place that I would use it at.
Hmm.
But yeah, if it's like 100-hour grind to get it, then it's probably not worth it to get it at all.
Yeah, probably not. Probably don't even save that much time, even AFKing somewhere.
Yeah.
So one question I wanted to bring up from our previous conversation about when you started. Were you one of the people who quit when Evolution of Combat came out, or did you stick it through for a couple of years as like some other people did?
Man, I don't even remember, honestly. I think I played around that time.
Hmm.
I definitely remember the beta that they had for it. I think do you remember Rune Zone?
It
It was
sounds.
like this
Sorry, go ahead.
it was like this fan site that had this their own like radio station kind of thing.
It sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I think I was in that like clan or whatever at that time. I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure I played during it. But wasn't it like less than a year after EOC that they added old school?
Yeah, I do. I remember the Sorect petition and the
Yeah,
huge following it got. So, did you play OS on release day?
I think I did. Yeah, but I wasn't going too hard on it, which I kind of regret these days.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. I think I'm with you there. I kind of wish I had made this account on release of UIM, but
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I do remember the hype around that time. But I mean, I was a huge noob back then, so like,
yeah.
even if I played a lot, I still would have sucked. Um, but yeah, I think I only started playing old school seriously when they added like Iron Man. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I remember playing a main in 2015, and then I started a various number of hardcore Ironman, got kind of far on one, died, so I de-ironed, and then it was just kind of didn't play for a while, and then here we are.
Yeah. Yeah, I really regret not playing UIM on release. That would have been cool.
I remember watching the first guy who did it. Do you remember Iron No Bank? Or not, it wasn't Iron Bank, it was something No Bank.
Yeah, yeah, I
Made like
think so.
YouTube content and stuff, and he was like the first guy. It was the Andrew Gower challenge, and it was like I remember watching that video and I was like, that is a crazy idea.
Yeah, like that's impossible. Like no one is ever gonna max.
And then now here we are, and there's like, people like Rez with overbill XP, and then you got like guys like Guardy doing crazy stuff out there, and you got other UIM content creators. You got UIM Loki trying to do all like the massive PVM content. You've got what's the what's the pet hunter's name? I forget his name now.
Low, you mean?
Yeah, Iron Low, UIM Low. Yeah, because he's pretty close to all pets, isn't he?
I'm not sure. I think he has like 40, something like that, which is insane.
Yeah, it's like people breaking these preconceived notions that things without a bank are impossible, and then like you watch them do it, and it's like, whoa, anything is possible, really.
Yeah, but to be fair, like the game has changed so much since then. Like back then, you couldn't like death pile anything.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure looting back didn't exist back then, or maybe it did. I'm not sure. But like UIM was actually insanely hard. No stash units.
Mm-hmm.
No like
There's no denying they've made the game mode much easier as the years have gone by.
yeah, especially like regular Iron Man. That's a joke these days.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those things where it's like like it's so cool when you see stuff on an Iron Man comparatively speaking to a main. But like full Bandos used to be like crazy on an Iron Man. Now you just do the method with the bofo where you don't even get hit once and you can do like 40 kill trips.
Yeah, yeah,
But those game mechanics are like people who figure that stuff out, that's insane as well.
yeah. Like I don't know. It's cool to see that the boundaries of the game are getting pushed like further all the time, but at the same time that like makes the game easier. So
Yeah, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's like
yeah,
because it's healthy for people to want to find new things, but unhealthy for some of the methods that have come from these discoveries.
yeah. But the game is still fun for me at least. So like that's the main points,
That's
or the
definitely
most
what
important.
matters.
Yeah, for sure.
So I know in the beginning we talked a little bit about you kind of wanting to focus more on school when you max. Is there an order that you'd want to do 200 mils if you got to that point, just over a long period of time where you have a couple hours here, a couple hours there, that you would be like, yeah, I want to go for this one next or this one next, kind of like the same way you did the 99s? Or are you going to kind of just do everything kind of overall at once?
Yeah, basically the plan is to do 200 mils one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, starting with fire making, just because like so much passive XP
Mm-hmm.
and the dragon axe is gonna be huge.
I love mine.
So yeah, though if I actually go try on that thing and never get it, I'm 100% quitting. Like there's zero chance that I'm actually playing the accounts. if I don't get the X.
I don't blame you. I never thought I would get it until when I did get it, and that was what 123 mil XP from the video that I posted about it.
Yeah, that's like the worst nightmare. Um, but yeah, fire making, then thieving, and then hunter fletching. But like that's all years down the road.
Yeah.
And like there's so much other stuff you need to do.
Plus, you never know what
Um,
new content's going to come out.
yeah, exactly, that too.
Like Guardians of the Rift kind of changed because before Guardians of the Rift, level 3 UIM would have to do the library basically the whole time till 77.
Yeah. Thank God the Rift came out just as I started RC.
I was about to say, yeah, I did a library about 2.5 years ago now. No, it would have been about 3 years ago. I did the library.
Yeah, that shit is ace, especially like without run energy. Like fuck that noise.
It's something for sure. It's something.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So, is there anything else that we haven't discussed that you thought might be something interesting to talk about? 'Cause I know we had mentioned
Uh,
somewhere between 40 minutes to an hour as a good time. We're at 41, so what are you thinking? Anything else that I know I'm gonna post if you don't mind. I'm gonna ask you the order that you did your 99s in, and I'll post it in the chat in the description for everybody so they can kind of follow along your experience milestones in their minds. Just because you don't do any YouTube or anything of that sort.
yeah, like I thought about it. I might do like a recap vid after max. Um,
That'd
but
definitely be
yeah,
cool.
yeah, just to like explain the accounts, I guess,
Hmm.
just for fun. If someone out there actually cares. um, but yeah, we'll see if I ever get around to doing that.
I, I feel the exact same way in the fact that I never thought anybody would care, but I get PMs to this day, not very regularly, but people will PM me saying like, "Hey, you inspired me to do, a level 3 hardcore, level 3 UIM, just a regular level 3." It's even if it's one guy, it's it's still pretty cool to think about knowing that like how you had talked about how Bag inspired you. I'm sure if he listens to this, it'll probably bring a smile to his face knowing that he even made one person out there try something new.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, these types of videos are great for sure for like gaming. Just put it
Hmm.
in the background. And
Yeah, so I'm hoping
definitely,
that. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, definitely hyped for future episodes
Well, thank you.
that you
I'm
do.
I'm excited. Um, just for a preview for anybody who's gotten this far in the quote unquote podcast video we're doing right now. My next two people I'm looking at are another level 3 UIM. His name is Sam Hyde, and then the
Ooh,
other the other one is
dude.
going to be a 10 HP Iron Man, who is my friend. His name is Goose Teeth. So
Very nice, very nice.
so yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to talk to Sam. I know he just finished rune crafting,
Yep.
so it'll be interesting to see what his perspective is on what's next or like how he feels when he's done after he's been done with it.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting for sure. Yep.
So do you have
Yeah, definitely.
any? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. Interested to see what's definitely interested to see what you have in store.
I'm excited. It'll bring a little bit more life to the channel, hopefully. Just because like it's so hard for me with like my work schedule and personal life schedule to push out content that the even at like 2 to 3 videos a year, like even that is like 2 videos a year is like probably where I'm gonna be at for progress videos. So having something else to come out on a mildly regular basis It'll be pretty healthy. Hopefully, it'll help people, like you said, get through some grinds, have something to listen to for 45 minutes to an hour while they're doing 3 tick 4G, little trance break.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So before we end, is there anything you want to say? Any parting words? Um, I know you've streamed on Twitch before, right?
Oh yeah, I have a
So
bit here and there.
I'll post any of your links in the chat, whether you use them or not the chat, sorry, the description, whether you use them frequently or infrequently, so people can follow. In the event that you do end up uploading your recap video, which I would love to see.
Yeah, the streams. I haven't done any while doing plots, obviously, because there's nothing to see here.
Mm-hmm.
But cooking and fire making might be interesting to watch, so definitely stream a bit of those.
Perfect. Well, like I said, I'll post all of. I'm gonna say your name wrong. Auer, Auer. I feel like I'm my
Perfect.
yeah, beautiful. Post all
Got
your
it.
links in the description. We'll post his order of skills to 99, and then of course a link to your temple page and your high scores page, in case anybody is curious and wants to keep up with you.
All the essentials.
All the essentials. I appreciate you being my pilot episode for this, and I appreciate you talking to me for the last 45 minutes.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Is there anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Not really. Can't
Not
think of
really.
anything.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening. For ever stayed this long. If you stayed this long, be sure to recommend me people you want to see in the future if it's something that you want to see me do more of. Otherwise, look out for future videos. I'm probably going to go for a 2-week release schedule on these. So maybe every Sunday or Monday, I'm going to release a new episode. I mean, every other Sunday or Monday, something around that line.
Very
So
nice.
watch out for those. Stay subscribed. And thank you all. And thank you once again for joining me, Auer. And I hope your gains in the future are up to par of your own volition.
Thank you, thank you.